"Come to the Carnival of Freaks!" The speakers on the top of the car wailed as it drove past me. I thought that style promotion went out in the 70s, but apparently, in France, it's still a thing. The sounds came from a slow-driving Citroën, a quintessential French clown car with a giant speaker strapped to the top. I saw a sketchy mustachioed man inside, yelling into a CB receiver in his left hand, his right hand on the stick shift, and his knee steering the wheel. The volume was turned up way too loud, so most of what he said came out in an audible garble. I did pick up one piece of information, however. "See the woman with the zipper for a mouth." I wasn't sure I heard it correctly. My French is pretty horrible, so I thought maybe I got a word wrong. I looked it up in my Rick Steves French-English dictionary and I was correct. Zipper mouth. It didn't seem right, but it was the Carnival of Freaks, I guess. A freak show seemed a completely random and strange thing to have around these parts. It wasn't that I was necessarily in the middle of nowhere. The nearest big city, Lyon, was about 25 miles away, but you would think something like this would be in a place with more than a couple thousand people. I was in France for 2 weeks, visiting a friend from college who moved overseas. It was cool to see him again, and things were fine the first week, but then we got into a fight. That's why I was taking the walk alone on that road when the car drove by. It all started when I told Sebastian that he should cool it with the wine. Since I had been there, he was drinking a bottle a night. I said he's going to kill himself drinking that much every day. Well, Seb didn't look too kindly on those words and we nearly came to blows. It sucks too since I'm staying with the guy. We haven't talked since. I was only trying to look out for his well-being. I don't know why he spazzed out like that. Maybe going to this freak show together, maybe that's just the thing we need to bond and get over any hurt feelings. I mean, if we can't laugh and point at somebody with a zipper mouth, well, I don't know that we can call ourselves friends anymore. After telling Seb I'm sorry, I told him about the Citroën and the Carnival of Freaks. He shrugged it off at first, said it was some usual roadside shit that came through, but he gave it some more thought and then he agreed. "I think it will be quite interesting for you," Seb said. "You won't get this back home in Vermont." It's true, while we had the occasional carnival come through Burlington, there weren't random things like a Carnival of Freaks or people advertising shows with giant speakers strapped to their roof. Carnival of Freaks was a few small tents out in a farmer's field. As far as I can tell, there were no real freaks. At least, it wasn't like I was expecting. I thought it'd be something like out of a movie, like a total freak show with a fire breather, a hairy woman, maybe some super strong guy in a leotard. But this looked like a roadside scam. Maybe Seb was right after all. The ticket window was a small trailer. Enough room for a lady to sit on a stool next to a cash register, and not much else. There was a zoo, if you want to call it that. They had a camel, a horse, a donkey, some goats, all in a fenced area. I guess it was for any kids who showed up at this Carnival of Freaks. There was the main tent where some apparent show would take place, and then they had what they called a Hall of Terror. It was just another trailer that you walk through. Didn't seem like much. And then finally, the pièce de résistance, the girl with the zipper mouth. She had her own tent. Seb and I walked through the Hall of Terror in about 30 seconds. There were a few photos of a supposed UFO and then some charred relic they said was from a voodoo tribe in the Caribbean. It looked like a half-burnt doll they stole from a house fire. Next, we did the show in the main tent. We wanted to save the zipper mouth for the end. Their Carnival of Freaks seemed more like a low-budget circus, if you ask me. As we sat on some bleachers, they had a clown do some lame Mr. Bean-style physical humor. Then they brought in a horse to walk around. The mustachioed guy who drove the Citroën with the speakers on it, He was their ringleader, cracking a whip as the horse trotted in a circle. Then he did the exact same thing, but with the donkey. Then the mustachioed guy started talking to the audience. I didn't pick up on anything he said beyond Monsieur and Madame. But a few others that were watching this shit show laughed. I smiled, pretending I understood what was going on. Suddenly, Seb starts pointing at me. He's saying, "Here, here," in French, stabbing his index finger in my direction until the ringleader saw him and came over. Seb says something in French that I don't understand. I look back at him like he's an alien. He tells me to get up, so I do. The ringleader takes me by hand and escorts me to the middle of the tent. He starts talking to me in French. Again, I don't understand a word, so I shrug at him in a whatever sort of way. As I'm just standing there in the middle of the ring, some girl of about 14 wearing a leopard skin leotard, I have no idea where the hell she came from, hands me a donkey costume. I stare at Seb. I don't know what the hell he's got me into. "They want you to put it on," he shouts with a megawatt grin. I scrunch my face at Seb. What an asshole getting me into this. As I flash a worried look on my face, the crowd starts to clap in unison. They chant, "Put it on," in French. The 14-year-old helps me with the costume. It's weird, all of it weird. Once I get the costume on, the girl pushes me down so I'm on my hands and knees. I'm the donkey now, I guess. I don't know exactly, but I think the ringmaster says to the audience, "Look at this jackass." Then I feel it. His whip. He's whipping my ass. "Move," he says in heavily accented English. I start trotting on my hands and knees, and he keeps whipping me, directing me to walk on all fours in a circle, just like the animals did before him. The crowd laughs. I hear Seb laugh. This whole thing is insulting. It's embarrassing, humiliating. Carnival of Freaks. Yeah, I'm the freak. I'm the one in the donkey costume trotting around on my hands and knees. After way too long in that donkey costume, I go back to my seat, my head low, anger seeping through me, anger at Seb for pointing and volunteering me. Asshole. After the rest of the stupid show finishes, Seb and I head to the zipper-mouthed girl's tent. Still humiliated, I just want to get the hell out of there, but Seb says we need to see it. Says it's the big spectacle, how could we miss it? We need to wait in line. They only allow one group in at a time. When it's Seb and my turn to head in, we see a girl on a straw podium, raised up like some Buddhist teacher, sitting a few feet above us. Next to her is some carnival muscle, some shaved head guy who's got biceps as big as my head. He stands there with his arms crossed, all business. Zipper mouth girl? Now, this is a freak, really. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't know how they did it. The girl, she really has a zipper for a mouth. Everything else on her is normal but her mouth. There's no lips, only a closed zipper. I squint and try to see if there's makeup or how else they've attached a zipper to her face. I mean, this place isn't exactly a big budget promotion. UFO pictures, donkeys, clowns. It's not really a freak show. But this is what I expected. The girl looks to be a teenager, maybe 18, older than the one that got me into the costume, but still with youthful skin and a petite frame. She sits there, her zipper mouth closed, just staring at us. We stare back at her. In my head, I'm thinking mutually assured staring. The one who blinks first loses. In front of the girl is a sign written in French. It looks like it's just a normal piece of paper printed on a laserjet printer. Low budget for sure. I ask Seb what it says. He tells me it gives the story of the zipper-mouthed girl. She's from the Carpathian Mountains, born to a seamstress who made a deal with the devil. The seamstress wanted eternal beauty, and the price for that was her daughter losing her ability to speak whenever she wants. The devil replaced her lips with the zipper. I laugh. That's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The guy with the mustache, the ringleader, he needs to think a bit harder, come up with a better story than this contrived BS. Sign says we can talk to her, Seb says. Ask her one question. Really? I say, regaining my composure. What is this, Big, where Tom Hanks wishes to some fortune teller machine? This whole thing's a bad joke. Some Carnival of Freaks. Carnival of traveling con men is more like it. Okay, I got a question, I tell Seb. Dear Zippermouth, I say, looking at the girl on the straw podium with the utmost contrived reverence. I pull out my Rick Steves translation book and find the question I'm looking for. In mangled French, I ask, "Can I get a refund?" Seb slaps my stomach. "Hey, what the hell was that?" he says. "That's what you wanted to ask? What a waste of a question. That's ridiculous, man. Insulting. Typical American tourist, I'm better than you crap. I didn't realize my stupid question at this stupid place would hit a nerve with Seb. Dude, chill out, I tell him. But screw him anyways. He's the one that got me into that donkey costume. The muscled man goes over to the zipper-mouth girl and unzips her mouth. She stretches it wide, the metal teeth of the zippers clanging together. Okay, I gotta admit, this is pretty freaky. It's not quite Carnival of Freaks, but I honestly wasn't expecting a real-life girl with a zipper for her mouth. I have no idea how they're doing it. It's gotta be glued on or something. Like she must really have thin lips and they just attach the zipper to it. Kinda like press-on nails. But I don't see anything. I don't see the shine of any glue. It's as if the zippers are a part of her face. They blend right into her flesh. It's freaky. However they've done it well. I can see why this is their main attraction. Zippermouth clears her throat. Her eyes are wide, her eyebrows raised to heaven. It looks like she's trying to alert us or get our attention, or like she saw a ghost or something, I don't know. When the muscle man looks away from us and towards the door, Zippermouth girl mouths something to us, silent, but I can't read her zipper lips. I raise my arms and shrug. Sorry, I don't know what you're saying. The muscle man looks back our way, first at me and then Seb standing there, then at Zippermouth. Then he barks something at the Zippermouth girl. I'm not sure what he said. It's in French, but I thought I heard the word speak. He must be the one that controls or allows her to speak, zipping and unzipping her mouth. Zippermouth girl looks at us with those panicked, moon-sized eyes. And when the muscle man gives her a menacing glance, she finally speaks. It's in French and those metal teeth clang as she moves her mouth, but I'm pretty sure she says I'm cute, cuter than Seb. Sebastian has an angry look on his face. I smile wide. You're damn right I'm the better looking one, I say back to the Zippermouth girl in English, winking at her. Seb looks over at me, pissed off. You're something else, you know that? Me, I say, incredulous. I thought this all was a joke. That this zipper girl was doing some friendly flirting or something. Seb, you're being a jerk. I'll tell you what, he's got a mood about him. Ever since I made that comment about his drinking, he's had it out for me. Seb, you're the asshole here. You're the one who volunteered me to dress up like that donkey and get whipped. That was humiliating. You deserve it, Seb says, looking at me with cold, angry eyes. I wish they whipped you even more. Man, I don't know what's become of you. You're not the same person I knew in college, I tell him as I turn and walk out the tent. I figure Seb's right behind me, following me out, but he wasn't. He spends a few minutes in the tent before he comes out and says, Hey, the zipper girl thinks you're cute. That's what she said. She really wants to talk to you. Go on, go in there. Wait, what? Really? I was surprised. I thought Seb was going to come out all piss and vinegar and we'd keep taking shots at each other, keep fighting. But now he's being friendly? What gives? Yeah, man, he says. Go back in. Go talk to her. She thinks you're hot. Seb nods his head towards the tent. Go on. I'll wait. I throw up my hands. What the hell? I wasn't expecting this sort of vacation, but I'm not going to turn down talking to a pretty girl. Yeah, she's got some sort of zipper for her mouth, but I guess that just means I can shut her up when I want to. Okay, bad joke. Horrible joke. I better not say something so stupid to her face. I head back into the tent, and when I get inside, there's no one. What the? I see a shadow in front of me, coming towards me, raising something in the air, and then it's lights out. When I come to, I'm tied to a chair. I can wiggle, but I can't move. I got a splitting headache and a big sore spot on my forehead from whatever hit me, whoever hit me. What the hell's going on? What happened? Where's Sebastian? Where am I? I look around, but there's no one here. I want to scream, but my throat is dry and tight. My heart's pounding so loud it feels like it's going to come out of my chest. I pull with all my might with my arms and legs, trying to get myself free from this chair. But it's no use. I'm gasping for air. My fingernails are digging so hard into the wooden chair that I'm scratching it. A sense of dread comes over me. I can tell I'm in the back of a semi-trailer. I can't stretch my head all the way around, but there's no one in front of me and there's no one on the sides. It's dark on the periphery, but there's a spotlight above me, a single bulb hanging above my head, dangling on the hook at the top of the trailer. I hear a horse neigh outside. The Carnival of Freaks. I still must be on the grounds. But why the hell am I tied up? Why am I in a trailer? Why did somebody attack me? What did I do? And where's Sebastian? I turn my head back as far as it will go, trying to look behind me. I stretch until it hurts, but I still don't see anyone. Though my throat feels like crushed marble, I'm able to get out a weak call of help. I don't think the sound went beyond the trailer walls, though. There's no answer. There's no one here. My chin crumples into my chest. I can't escape, and there's no one coming. But then from behind, I hear footsteps, slow footsteps. Hello? I crank my neck again, but I can't see anybody. So your friend tells us you like our main attraction, the zipper girl. The voice is heavily accented, but familiar. I can't place it, though. He says you want to be with her. I still can't see the man talking. He hides in the shadows. Who said that, I ask. Sebastian? He told you that? Your friend says all sorts of things about you, the voice says. A man steps out of the shadows. It's the mustachioed man, the ringleader who whipped me, the one who drove the Citroën. He's still wearing the maroon carnival tailcoat with the tassels on the shoulder, the one he wore during the show. Now nose to nose with me, he says that Seb told him I wanted to join their freak show. I recoil with each one of his words. His breath stinks of cheap cigarettes and saucisson. The man with the mustache says they're always looking for new talent. He's glad I want to be with them. This is a nightmare and I feel sick to my stomach. No, I don't want any of this, I say. I want to leave. Let me go. From the shadows behind the ringleader, I see a bald head come out of the darkness, followed by a Mr. Universe body, complete with those biceps bigger than my head. The man who zipped and unzipped the girl's mouth in the tent, the muscle. He curls his right hand into a fist and smashes it into his left palm. I'm sorry, the ringleader says. You're one of us now. You're here for good. You're one of the freaks. The muscle man reaches down to his side and comes up with a billy club, the kind the cops use to beat the crap out of people. He raises it overhead with those big broad shoulders as I scream so hard my throat feels like it's on fire. And then the world goes black again. When I wake up, I'm on an operating table. I'm groggy, discombobulated. I have no idea where I'm at. I don't think I'm in a trailer anymore. I don't know what time it is either. Though my face is numb, I can tell it's puffy, swollen. It's also wrapped from my nose to my chin, wrapped with gauze. "Good, you're up, says a man in a doctor's coat and a doctor's head mirror. He looks familiar too. Someone from the Carnival of Freaks, I'm pretty sure. But I'm so out of it I can barely remember my own name. "Leave those bandages alone, he says as I touch my face. I try to speak, but I can't. I don't think it's the mere numbness of my face, though. I suppose that could be it. But even if my mouth was numb, wouldn't I be able to make more than just moaning sounds? My head flops against the pillow, and things fade back to black. I don't know how long I've been out this time. I'm still in the same hospital bed, but I don't think I'm in an actual hospital. The room is dark, but I can tell it's just a room. It's not a hospital room with its machines and beeps and people coming and going. And I still have those wraps around my lower face. As I touch my chin through the gauze, the doctor comes in again, same as before with that head mirror. "Well, I think today's the day, This time I'm lucid when he speaks. The face, the laugh. I recognize him. He's the clown from the freak show. I try to speak, but my lips are sewn shut. All that comes out is a throat moan. I want to lunge at him to get the hell out of here, but I'm too weak. I can't do much of anything but just lay here. The clown doctor unwraps my face. "Looks good, He holds up a mirror, and that's when I see them. My lips. They're gone. In their place is a silver metal zipper, now closed. I'm a freak. I want to scream, but I can't. I can't do anything other than go bug-eyed, crawl backwards to the edge of the bed, and stare at horror at my zipper lips. I look down at the floor and I see them, my actual lips, 2 cut-off pieces of flesh. It looks like 2 dead earthworms on the tile floor. It's all too much. The world is spinning. Whatever the clown doctor's saying to me doesn't register. I don't hear him. All I hear is ringing as the world fades away. This time, when I come to, I'm next to the zipper mouth girl on a bale of hay, under the tent, under the watchful eye of the muscle man. My zipper's closed, as is hers. We can only look at each other with those fearful eyes. I understand them now. I understand the look she was giving me in the tent before when I was with Seb. The dreadful, horrible look of fear, that look of terror and disgust, the look of needing to flee. I wish I understood her look back then. I wish I could have taken her away. Outside the tent, I hear the weak engine of a car, and then a noise so loud I cover my ears. It's the man, the mustachioed man, speaking in French over the speaker. He's barking out his promotional material, just as before about a Carnival of Freaks. But this time, I hear him say something about a new attraction, a new zipper-mouth man, a zipper-mouth couple. Will they have zipper-mouth babies? The man shouts through the speaker. The zipper-mouth girl and I do nothing but sit and stare at each other. There's nothing else we can do, not under the watchful eyes of Mr. Muscles. I shake my head, both to say I'm sorry and because I can't believe how this trip turned out. Later that day, I hear the music from the carnival. The horses, the donkeys, the clown. The whole Carnival of Freaks is running again. Groups come to our tent, led in by the muscle man. They ask their one question. The man unzips my mouth or the girl's mouth, yells at us to speak, and we do. Whatever we say is just nonsense. Since I don't speak much French, I usually say something in English. I don't think anybody understands. It goes on like this for hours. Just when I think the show's over, Sebastian walks through the door with a smug look on his face. That asshole has a bag of popcorn in his hand. He's throwing pieces one by one into the air, trying to catch them with his mouth. "You want to try? Here, catch," he says as he throws popcorn my way. "Oh wait, sorry, you can't," he says with a devilish grin. "Not unless this man here opens your mouth for you." The zipper-mouthed girl looks at me in desperation. I get the feeling this sort of hazing has been a regular occurrence for her. I want to yell, scream, pummel this bastard, once my friend but now an unrecognizable foreigner. But I can't do anything but just sit there and take the abuse. I'm a freak now, a prisoner in this carnival of horror. "You should have kept your mouth shut," Seb says, still munching his popcorn. "But you couldn't. You think you're better than me. I'm a drunk. I'm the ugly one. You're the great Kevin Foster, the amazingly awesome guy who ladies love. Well, you can have the lady, and you can shut your damn trap. I wish I would have thought of this zipper thing sooner." He keeps throwing popcorn at me as he speaks, piece by piece, digging it out of his bag, hitting me in the face with it, hitting my zipper. My insides are on fire. I'm raging. I can feel myself shaking with anger. I glance at the muscle man, our keeper, and I see he's got his back turned, giving attention to the next customer in line. Seb looks down, fishing around for more popcorn. I spring off my bale of hay, a coiled rattlesnake, tackling Seb, sending him down hard to the dirt, the back of his head making a cracking sound from the impact. He recklessly grabs at me, but I give him a pie face, poking my fingers into his eyes, making him squeal like a pig. The muscle man turns to the sound of the commotion. I'm so amped I charge him, driving my shoulder straight into his midsection, sending him into the side of the tent. As he tries to get up, he thrashes against the tent and it starts to come down. I look towards the zipper-mouthed girl. I hold out my hand and moan. "If we're gonna get out of here, this is our only shot," my moan says. She jumps towards me, grabbing my hand, and we hit the exit, jumping over Seb and that thrashing slab of meat. The line of attendees screams and parts like the Red Sea as we run full speed ahead. Behind us, I hear more screams, and when I look back, I see the muscular man pushing his way through the crowd, coming for us. I tug on the girl's arm and point. "The Citroën! Wheels! Our only hope!" We race to the car and the doors are thankfully unlocked, keys still in the ignition. As we slam the door shut, the entire Carnival of Freaks is coming towards us. The clown, the ringmaster, the muscular man, even the ticket lady, all running for us, trying to stop their main attractions from getting away. I slam my foot on the gas so hard that the giant speaker on top of the car comes tumbling off, rolling onto Mr. Muscles. Dirt flies as the tires peel and we bounce our way out of the farmer's field and onto a paved road. We're free! We're free! I can't believe it, we're free! I look towards the zipper-mouthed girl and smile, except I realize I can't smile. I have a zipper for a mouth. She looks at me with the gentle eyes of a saved captor and slowly unzips her mouth. "No refunds," she says, her metal teeth clanging together with each new syllable.